Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Mad.Forensic.Scientist here, CLIA Lab Director, forensic toxicologist, board certified, and I am ready to rock and roll. Pretty excited today. Just want to unleash my thoughts here today a little bit. Today I want to talk a little bit about the power of a network. So I think it's not obvious how powerful a network is and what that means for people in a laboratory setting. I think network is valuable across the board, but it's very powerful in a laboratory setting because when someone hires you, when you join a laboratory, they're taking a big investment on you. They're taking a big risk on you that they can train you or that you have the knowledge that you're capable of doing what needs to be done. And if they don't know you, if you're just a complete stranger, you're just a resume, you're just a sheet of paper, then it's harder for them to take a risk on you. So there's a ton of power in a network. And you are crafting a network, honestly, whether you realize it or not. The laboratories you work for, the schools you attend, the conferences you attend, things like that are all building your network. Even if you aren't actually shaking hands, rubbing elbows with people, getting to know them, you are building a network. You're building what someone takes to have confidence in your ability to do something. Now, if you're fresh, a student right now, you're fresh out of school and you don't have any true laboratory experience, then honestly, the network that you built was the university you went to, the classes you've taken. So if you went to a big university, the degree you take, all of those are building your network because everybody who's in the field, everybody who is in a laboratory setting, they went to a school. They may have went to a school that you went to. They may have hired somebody who went to that school that you went to. Most likely, they have some kind of opinion on the school you took. If nothing else, they do want to dig into the classes you took. You have to have a certain amount of chemistry. That's a guaranteed for working in a clinical laboratory setting, chemistry, biology, etc. So the courses you've taken, the research you've done, presentations, conferences attended, things like that. All that is building out your network and building out by association. A network is basically your association. So you can have your top of funnel and your bottom funnel. So your most intimate relations are going to be people you worked for, people that know who you are intimately. So they know your capabilities, they know your skill set, they know that. Then you kind of have, as you work your way up, you have, okay, I know somebody who worked with you. I know somebody who worked in that laboratory, or I know the laboratory's reputation, or the school, university, things of that nature. Same thing. If they know somebody who was in that organization, then it's by retroflect. Or if the organization has a reputation, then that also carries weight. And then just the courses you've taken in general. So if you have a bachelor's of arts compared to a bachelor of science, that says something. That's going to reflect on you and reflect on the hiring process, the people who are going to select you. Everything, whether you realize it or not, is networking. And you're building your network by every choice you take. Right now, if you're not in school, if you're looking to get in, if you're planning to look into a university, or if you're looking to continue your education, if you're looking to go to grad school, all these things are important to consider. Choosing a university with a reputation, choosing a program, digging into research, getting into knowing a research group, all these things are building a network because it's gonna have a lot of weight. I personally, as somebody who had my hand in multiple laboratories, multiple research groups, I have people all the time reach out to me looking to hire somebody or looking to get hired. And I'm not that crazy important. I'm not that high. I'm not that not that not that, I guess, critical. But you have to nurture your network. It's important to always be reaching out and to keeping your network warm, keeping interest in there, because you never know. Honestly, our community is small. As a forensic scientist, a forensic toxicologist, our community is very small. The forensic toxicologists basically know each other. If you're any kind of mid-name toxicologist, everybody knows everybody. You can't really hide. They either know you or they know the lab you've been in, the lab you're in. If you're in a toxicology lab, there's not that many across the country. So, forensic toxicology, I'm very used to being very niche, and very everybody knows everybody. So it's very important to network. So I gained that lesson very early on in my career, to know that networking is huge because everybody knows everybody. And honestly, the clinical lab setting, that while there are a ton more clinicians and there are way more laboratories across the U.S., it's still a pretty small community. A lot of people know a lot of labs. Like, it's very common that I get calls, I get calls, emails, text. Hey, do you know so and so? They worked in this laboratory, and I'm like, I don't know, but I can reach out, and I reach out to someone in the laboratory and find out what that person was doing, why that person left, and why did they leave? Did they leave under good terms, not so good terms? So yeah, networking is huge, and how you leave your laboratory is very important as well. You should always be you need to be cognizant of just how small the community is. It's not your typical, you know, corporate job where there's like a bank or business of some sort or anything like that. The laboratory setting, everybody knows everybody, so everybody knows something about something. And if they don't know you, then that honestly means you haven't done anything. You haven't been in a laboratory, you haven't been in a school system that they recognize. Then I'm taking a risk on you because you aren't part of the networks that we've seen that's common. So I just wanted to take a time to emphasize that the network is important. Your network is your network. You have to be collaborative. You have to be positive with your work experiences. And when you leave a laboratory, you should always be leaving on good terms. Obviously, give your 2 weeks notice. Be applicable, be amicable. Be train. Be willing to step aside. To be very frank, in a clinical setting, if you're in a lower laboratory position, they may let you go. If you leave your 2 weeks notice, they may sever you right away. That's part of the argument is protection of uh, of assets, protection of personal information, proprietary information, things like that. But honestly, they know that within the 2 week window, they're not going to hire somebody and get you in there to start training them. So they have somebody on staff already who can just take over your role, um, and you train them to take over your role, they might just let you go. In my last laboratory, I actually gave a month's notice. I was since I was a supervisor level, as a manager, I gave a 4 weeks notice, 4.5 weeks notice. I gave them, and I served my time. I stayed there the entire time and transitioned. I even set up a new panel, set up a new testing panel when I left. So always leave on good terms. Actually, I'm because leaving on good terms, I'm actually a lab director for one of their satellite labs. So always work on your network, always nurture your network, because everybody knows everybody. There's always opportunities. So I think it's very important to highlight that. I think that if you're new, if you're fresh to the community, if you're a student or you're coming out of school right now, we're the spring semester. So I mean, people are thinking about looking for jobs right now. Then it's important to keep that stuff in mind. That networking, whether you know it or not, you're building it, and you're either nurturing it or you're hurting it, or it's possibly stagnant. I guess it's not impossible. But you can do way more if you're cognizant of it, if you're aware of it, and you try to nurture it. But yeah, that's my spiel today. I just wanted to try to install in you guys that you should be looking to build your network. That even if you're not gaining the accolades today, the future, you might. It might be important. So attend conferences, do research, meet new people. I have so many contacts. Talk to vendors. Whenever vendors are there, whenever people are training, get in contact with them. Because that could be important down the road. If you have that's actually a very underrated thing. If you have engineers on site, get to know them, get to talk with them. Because if you run into trouble, you might need to reach out to them. And hopefully, if you guys are a good relation, if you run into trouble, they can help you out real fast. That's vital. That's huge in a clinical setting, is getting answers, getting help fast to not impact patient sample, not impact patient testing. That is huge. So if you can reach out, if you have the ability to network with your service engineers, that's amazing. Plus, they are service engineers, so they're servicing other laboratories. So they might be a useful resource down the road of trying to find out somebody's hiring. Not every laboratory position is filled by posting. So I was a PL manager in my last laboratory. I was basically a consultant. I managed multiple laboratories. I had up to 10 at one time for my organization, and that was my last role in the clinical laboratory. And that role was not posted. That was not a role that was posted. Had I was looking to have a new role in town. My wife got a position, and we were moving. And I reached out to my network, and I got a contact from my previous scientific director, and he had this role in mind. He was hoping to expand it, and we pitched it to the CEO, and they created it. So my role was created by my networking ability, by my ability to have a network and to have this contacts. We created the role, and I had a job. I was there for a couple of years, and I learned a ton. I had a huge opportunity, and that honestly, I would not be where I am today, and the knowledge I have today, without that opportunity. So that was huge. That networking, like having that network, was vital. So not all jobs are posted. So your network could be how you get into the role, especially when labs are starting up. They have a lot of power in terms of consulting. Consultants are very valuable. I pride myself in being a consultant. There's a lot of knowledge in there, and people value that knowledge. When people value something, they'll pay for it. And that's the biggest thing. I've been harping on that value creation, creating value for yourself, amplifying your skills, because one day it's going to pay off. It may not pay off today. You may be grinding out, and you may be feeling that, oh, they don't deserve the work that I put in. And you're probably right. They probably don't deserve it. But you deserve it. You deserve to harness your skills and to be better and to become something better. So value yourself. Value yourself, sharpen your skills, and then go find somebody who will pay for it. If your current laboratory won't pay for it, fine. Somebody will. Just keep sharpening your skills, improving your value, and at the end of the day, it'll pay off. I guarantee that. If you truly are building your value and building your skills, it'll pay off. For sure. No doubt. No doubt. So, if you found today's information useful, hit that like button or share it with a friend, share it with a lab mate who might be interested in learning this. And let's get the knowledge out there. I am looking to collaborate. I have a new thing coming up. We'll pop a pinned comment in there. Lab Director's Apprentice. You can check out our school community. I want to build a network. I think one of the things is I'd love to do is to spread the knowledge and to mentor, but I think a big opportunity is in the network. I think that we can network this out. and I would like to be a tool. I would like to be a resource to help people network. So let's reach out, connect, join our community, and I'm hoping to expand my network. I'm not going to say that I have the biggest network. I have a good network. So come join our network and let's make it even bigger. We got some big goals in 2026, so join us.